We had tariffs for those of you living in the United States. We had the elimination of the de minimis exemption, so regardless of the amount you purchase for your anime figures, you'll get taxed anyway. And then we had the chaos involving shipping and logistics, where EMS, DHL, pretty much everyone had to suspend shipping stuff from Japan or even China to the US during the tariff situation back then, on and off disruptions involving the shipping of your waifus. I mean, the year couldn't get any worse for anime figure collectors, right? Now the latest one we have over here, HLJ is no longer selling 18 plus goods to everyone, and that includes anime figures. This is hands down the worst year for anime figure collectors. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven from Kurgani Studio, bringing you guys more bad news involving the anime figure collecting hobby. And this time around, this is no longer concerning just Americans, but pretty much everyone worldwide. At least for those of you who shop on Hobby Link Japan just like I do. Not to mention, this channel, Kurgani Studio, we are partners with Hobby Link Japan. And everything from this point onwards is about my own speculation, but I don't think I'm too far off, because what people are commenting in the comments section of this Reddit post, everyone seems to have the same thoughts as I do regarding what is going on behind the scenes. So back to this Reddit post over here, which at the time of publishing this video should be roughly 2 days old. HLJ no longer sell 18 plus goods. Thank you for reaching out to us. Due to recent changes in our operations, we have made the decision to remove all adult-oriented items from our website. These products are no longer available for purchase. We understand that this may be disappointing and apologize and blah blah blah. Alright. The first big question over here, what happens to my existing pre-orders? Some of you may have pre-ordered stuff that will become rare or difficult to find after release or after pre-order closes even, which is a common thing for 18 plus anime figures regardless of brand. Be it native, which is not available on HLJ, or brands like Pure, Party Look, Vibrasta, and so on. A little bit of consolation over here. This is taken from a screenshot from a post below, the very same Reddit post. The part which is highlighted in bold over here. However, if you have already placed an order for one of these items, rest assured that your order will be honored and you will be able to ship it out whenever it becomes available in your private warehouse. So your existing pre-orders are not affected, fortunately. Why is HLJ removing 18 plus stuff? And I don't mean adult toys alone. They do sell stuff like Ona holes and so on, but it is also including anime figures marked as 18 plus because they are customable. So this has to be about the censorship coming from Visa and Mastercard, isn't it? And also PayPal. And according to the comments below this post, a lot of people seem to be speculating the same thing, and I am of the same opinion. In case you have been living under a rock, Visa and Mastercard has been going around censoring or stopping merchants or sellers from selling anything related to mature content that includes 18 plus manga, doujinshi, fan fiction, and even games, right? Steam has been going around taking down adult games, 18 plus games, just because Visa and Mastercard will not process the payment should you purchase one of these games. These are adult content meant for adults to enjoy. They are not meant for underage people. But here we have payment processors and banks. We have politicians going around telling people what they can or cannot buy just because they need to protect the terrorists from children. And the worst part is that even though Visa and Mastercard are based in the United States, this is not just about the US, this is affecting everyone worldwide. They are going around censoring everyone around the planet, and in the process, they might shut down other people's business which are not even operating in the United States. So this is almost like a trade war of some kind I interpret this as a war. After World War II, we had the Cold War, right? This is a form of Cold War. The difference was that we are not fighting a war that involves bombing each other. We are fighting a war involving trade. And the US has just escalated it further towards everyone around the planet. That is the way I interpret this. And I feel like the Japanese government should not take this lying down. They should do something about it, because this kind of censorship is directly affecting their business, their economy even, right? We have two major payment processors stopping Japanese people from doing Japanese business with Japanese people. Yes, that's right. So in order to double check whether this is just HLJ refusing to sell to us the filthy gaijins, because, well, there are the age verification nonsense going on in some countries like the UK, the US, and Australia. So in order to find out whether this is affecting only us, the filthy gaijins, or it also affects the Japanese themselves, I checked out HobbyLink Japan's domestic website in Japan, hlj.co.jp, right? And Ami also have their own domestic website, amiami.jp. So before I proceed, one thing you need to know, even though you are a gaijin, you are a foreigner, you can sign up for an account in HobbyLink Japan's domestic website. I have an account over there, even though I haven't used it for a year by now. However, the catch is that you need to have a Japanese address, which I do have. I mean, a proxy address over there, Tenso. You can use Tenso and buy from HobbyLink Japan's domestic website, and then use Tenso to forward the parcel to you. Yeah, proxy forwarding, very common thing nowadays. However, you cannot do this for amiami.jp, because once you sign up for a free account in amiami.jp, if you use a proxy service address, they will know, because they have blacklisted pretty much every single proxy service addresses out there, right? So once you use a proxy address, they will know. They will give you a week's time to change the address, otherwise they will ban your account. So the good news is that on HLJ, you can still buy from their domestic website as long as you have a proxy address in Japan. The bad news, however, it seems like the 18 plus stuff were also removed from their domestic website. I could not find any H figures in hlj.co.jp. They have been removed altogether. So my opinion over here, my personal guess, if even the local Japanese people are unable to buy edgy stuff from HobbyLink Japan and not just us foreigners, then this is no longer just about stopping gaijins from buying adult stuff. This is about Visa and Mastercard stopping everyone from buying it. So now we have this problem. What is the solution? Of course, you can tell me Ami and Nin Game still sells these 18 plus anime figures. At the time of publishing this video, yes, they still do in their age restricted section for the case of Ami. The question is, how long will this last? Because Ami is one of the biggest, one of the most famous anime figure websites, right? And being famous means you are going to attract a lot of attention. I believe that these payment processors and also PayPal, they are just moving on from one target to another. Eventually, they'll go after Ami as well. The question is when. And I'm afraid that it's going to happen, right? For Ami, in case you check out their domestic website, amiami.jp, you look at their pre-owned section, you look at their sales section even, the content is quite different from the international website, amiami.com. Very different. They have more 18 plus edgy stuff over there that us filthy gaijins are unable to purchase or not allowed to purchase. If you want a figure by Native, you go to Native store and hopefully that Native does ship to your country, right? Otherwise, you get it from Nin Game, for example, and pay a premium. However, Ami does sell Native stuff on their website, but only in their domestic Japanese website. Yes. How long will this last? I don't know. Now, eventually, if everyone gets banned from selling these edgy figures to us outside of Japan or even inside Japan itself, what is the solution? So in case any one of you who are working for Hobby Link Japan is watching this video, I don't know, maybe there is, I don't really have a big Japanese audience. There is a way around this. The problem is whether you are willing to implement this system or not, because it will involve a lot of expenditure when it comes to spending on web developers, right? So I shop a lot on Chinese websites, right? On Taobao and many other places. I also have accounts in several other proxy websites that are based in China. And the way they are getting around being unable to offer PayPal as a payment method for whatever reasons it is, I don't know, is to offer an online token system, an online credit system. You can think of it as being similar to e-wallets, which is very common, very popular here in Asia. I'm not sure what it is like in Europe or UK or US, but e-wallets are very popular over here. And their online credit system works very similarly to how you pay for gacha games. You know, you want to beat the game, but your character has lousy weapons, and then you're too lazy to grind the game. You just throw money, you buy virtual credit, virtual currency, in-game currency, so that you can afford to level up your character. It is the same thing. And then we have Grand Theft Auto, GTA Online, and their shark cards. It is the same thing. You create the same system where you allow people to buy credits or points in the website. Maybe 1 point equals to 1 yen, just like Army points. So indirectly, what you are doing over here is that every transaction that goes through a Visa or a Mastercard, that transaction is not for a purchase of an adult content merchandise. It is a transaction for an online credit, just like buying virtual currency in games. And that credit will go into your account in HLJ, in Army, and so on. And whenever you buy something 18+, they just deduct your account balance. 15,000 yen, they deduct 15,000 points from your account. I think this is a loophole that they can go for. And I'm calling this a loophole because it is not illegal. It is just a way to get around limitations in the payment system. Chinese websites have been doing it for years. Whether people will be able to accept this kind of system, I know some people will be against it, but if you want your cultured anime figures, this is a system you need to go for. So Army already has their own points system, right? If you buy something, you earn a few hundred points maybe, and then once you have enough, you can use it to pay for a purchase or to discount a purchase. Similar thing, Army should just let people purchase the points altogether and use the points to pay for purchases of 18+ anime figures. Over in Superbuy, there is also a very similar system where whenever you pay for the shipping of your stuff, you can either use your card to pay directly, or you can top up credits into your website, your account, and then they deduct it from your account balance. A lot of Chinese websites are using this system, and I think the Japanese should adapt and use this kind of system as well. That is my suggestion over here. Another option that you have is to buy, not from Japanese website, but also from Chinese websites. So I do my own weekly figure news fix over here, and when I cover the third-party resin figure section, I go for ozgk.com because they are this channel's partner for third-party stuff. But in case you are unaware of, ozgk also sells or takes pre-orders for genuine licensed PVC figures. And that includes 18+ stuff from Native, from Rocket Boy, from Beeful, Inside, Forge Japan even. Yes, so in case for any reason we are unlucky enough that Army and Nin Game does not sell these things anymore, you can go for ozgk. Yeah. Since this is a Chinese website and moreover one that focuses on third-party stuff, it means that they are not attracting as much attention compared to Japanese websites. I mean, whenever you talk about anime or anime merchandise, you think about Japan, not China. So I think ozgk will be safe for quite a while, and in case they have to offer alternatives because Visa and Mastercard noticed them as well. This is China we are talking about. They will create an online token system as well. That is my guess over here. And meanwhile, my message to JCB and Alipay. JCB is a payment processor from Japan, but not very common. mostly used in Japan, but in my country, in Malaysia, and I believe in Singapore, there are certain places that accept JCB cards, not many, and some banks over here do offer JCB credit cards and Alipay credit cards as well. So my message to Alipay and JCB, please expand your operations. Make sure that your cards is available in more countries. Like over here in Malaysia, I wish that more merchants, more retailers would accept JCB cards. I'm going to get myself a JCB credit card eventually. Yes, full-on boycott with Visa and Mastercard, right? The only reason why Visa and Mastercard can afford to do stuff like this and piss off everyone is because they have a monopoly. So you need to break that monopoly, and this is where JCB and Alipay comes in. Over in Taobao, you can use Alipay, and you can even use WeChat Pay and a few other options in Chinese websites. So we have plenty of alternatives for those of us here living in Asia, but for those of you living on the other side of the planet, I think you have less options. Unfortunately, Wise is also using Mastercard and Visa for their payments processor. Yeah, Wise, the virtual credit card company. And then there is Stripe, I believe, which is a PayPal alternative. I hope it becomes more common as well. We, the consumers, we need to work out a way to break the monopoly by not using Visa and Mastercard and opting for other options if available, right? So this is turning out to be a longer video than I initially anticipated, because I'm not just reporting about this problem over here now starting to affect anime figures, not just games or novels anymore. I'm trying to figure out a solution for it, right? So we have Japanese government doing something about it. We have JCB and Alipay having to step up. And we have online websites like this, which I think they need to offer an online credit system for everyone as a payment option. You don't remove the existing Visa or Mastercard or PayPal options. You just provide an additional option, give people an extra choice, especially for those of us who want to buy cultured anime figures. And finally, is this affecting me directly? Well, I don't exactly buy edgy figures from Japanese websites including HLJ, because there is another layer of censorship, and that is the customs department in my country. So whenever I import something cultured, I have to go through a specific channel from China, because these figures are made in China to begin with. So HLJ's removal of 18 plus stuff, and maybe eventually some other Japanese websites won't affect me directly. But what is affecting me right now is that they are making it harder for me to do figure news fix every week. When the list of new figure pre-orders every week on HLJ is no longer accurate, some things are missing, then I need to look for alternatives. For now, Ami may work for me, but then what if in the future Ami don't have it as well? Maybe I have to use OSGK. So it is getting harder for me to do my job as well as a YouTuber. As you can see, I think now year 2025 is the worst year ever for anime figure collectors for so many reasons. And if you have any thoughts, you have any opinions that may help out in these kind of situations, I would love it if you drop it down in the comments below. Share with me your opinions and thoughts on this. And what do you think about an online token system? Virtual currency in a way, yes. Are you willing to purchase online points and then use that point to buy edgy stuff later on? Let me know down in the comments as well. I think it is a very viable option. So until then, I hope that you found this video insightful at least. I wouldn't call it enjoyable because this is not enjoyable news, but please give this video a like and support this channel. Help this channel grow if you found this video to be insightful in some way. And until then, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you soon on Sunday for Figure News Fix. Thanks again and goodbye.